Kara Chantel. I wanted to come on here with this live stream, letting you know that life is a game. I don't think many is ready for this. Life is truly a game, and the highest level to be on is that self love. Life is a game. Oh, you came through, sis. We are live, honey. We are live. I'm so excited because this message that we are talking about on this wonderful Sunday is how life is a game and you are really playing it with yourself. And once you understand this, you're going to be on the self love. You're going to be on the frequency of self love. And now you are going to have things gravitate towards you effortlessly, not needing to force anything, not needing to do much. You can truly embody the art of being. And they don't want to tell you this. And who is they? Because I'm going to constantly say they. And they is society. They is capitalism. They is consumerism. They is materialism. Everything that we have been focusing on things outside of ourselves that is not paying our bills, is honestly stressing us out. It's causing us so much stress. And that is not realizing we are playing this game with ourselves. So no wonder why we take so much stuff personally. No wonder why we are so angry easily. No wonder why we don't have any peace yet is because we don't know that we are playing this game with ourselves. We think that we need other people as a solution. Once I do this, once I do that, once I accomplish this, once I accomplish that, and then I will just magically be happy. That is not the case. The power is within, but we have to unlearn that we have to unlearn that the power is out there, outside, when it's really in here. Currently reading Set Boundaries and Find Peace. Oh, tell me more. Tell me more how that is working because I really hold on one second, y'all. I just have to get another light going. Y'all know, like light. Light. While we tell me how that is because setting boundaries and finding your own inner peace is the true game changer because we are playing this game and we are losing. We are taught that we have to be on level 1. Level 1 is resorting to finding things outside of ourselves to make us happy, which that is the ultimate illusion. Level 1 is having us operate on our lower nature, just searching for someone that we can just have sex with. And when you really break it down, sex just complicates everything. It makes things much more harder than it should be, especially if we want to have a long partnership with this person. Most people is so eager to go down the aisle. They want to run down the aisle instead of actually seeing, is this person a good fit long term in the long haul? Michelle Obama said the quote perfectly. Do you just want a wedding or do you want a lifelong partnership? And as in this society, capitalism really advertise weddings and marriage. So we think that is the ultimate goal. So we put that on the ultimate pedestal in this life. Life is a game. So they know how to keep us looking outward. They know how to keep us searching on these dating apps, scrolling left and scrolling right, trying to find someone to marry us. But when you break it down, how marriage is truly so hard, being with someone day in and day out, they don't want to tell you this. That's why divorces happen because we're just jumping blindly into marriage and not understand the commitment that it holds and the responsibility that it entails. It should not be advertised to everyone and that everyone thinks that is the ultimate goal. We think that is the ultimate goal in life and we just put that so much on a pedestal. But then it's like we are like willingly, blindly going in the cage with someone forever. And I guess it's maybe because for the security factor, but security in another person is the illusion that we are not realizing. The only security, the only safety that you will ever have in this playing field is within yourself. But you signing up to be with someone forever just for the fact to guarantee you don't be alone really will cause you to be in loneliness in the marriage because loneliness does not equate to just being with someone. You can still be lonely in a room filled with 100 motherfuckers. You will still feel lonely even when you are with humans. Humans are not the cure to loneliness, but they sold us this advertisement. Well, at least you will have someone to stick with you through the good, through the bad, through the ugly. Yeah, you can bet on it. Bet on this person to stick it out with you forever. But forever does not exist. The only person that you're going to be forever with is yourself. But they don't want to tell you this. They want us to constantly run away from ourselves. They want us to constantly not understand that self mastery is how you will win at this game. Yet they tell us that we need to focus on marriage, we need to focus on romance, we need to focus on things, people outside of us. Y'all, y'all, I had to read these comments. Royal, Red Royalty, I have been practiced sitting uncomfortable and feelings is hard, and I know it allows me to let people know what I will not tolerate. That is the truth. When we are aware of our own emotional system, our own emotional intelligence, we can then be like, okay, this is mind over matter. And now we can control our mind, we can control our attitude, and we will now not allow things to be taken so personally because we are all human and life be lifing. I will be the first one to justify life be lifing and adulting is just ghetto. Okay, it is so ghetto. They didn't tell me that I would have to deal with all this anxiety, this mental health, depression, all of this stuff that my emotions are feeling on a daily. But now that I'm aware of anxiety and how to handle that, by simply just breathing, by simply just being in the present moment, by simply just telling myself that I am okay. And this is reparenting that I had to learn how to do. We look for romantic partners to be mommy and daddy. And it's really like giving like pedophilia when you think about it, that we are searching for a mate that reminds us and that is familiar like home, like our parents, because of the childhood wounds that we have not really done self-evaluation and introspective healing, like being introspective and actually looking in like, why am I feeling this way? Why do I need to be in somebody's presence in order to feel complete? Why do I need to follow the societal pressures and these societal norms when I really don't even like this person? Like, I can't stand this person. I can't stand when they do that. I can't stand when they do this, but I have to do it because marriage is the only way. Being in a relationship is the only way. Being miserable with someone is better than just being with myself. That is the only way. Crazy. Crazy, right? Well, let's just say self love is the best love. And that's the game changer, y'all. I've I realized that self-love is true love. Self-love is how you will understand what ecstasy really feels like. Like self-love is when you can actually feel completeness, wholeness, true and ultimate peace by loving yourself. And now when you interact with other people, it's just like a bonus because you already put the example. You have set the tone for your life and you have set the standard. I call it the God standard. When you treat yourself like God, how you would treat God is how you would treat yourself because God is inside of us. So you don't live in fear. You don't make excuses. You're not you're you're literally betting on yourself. You are investing in yourself day in and day out. Y'all. DJ Cali Peach, do you have any advice for single mothers trying to find self love before dating again or finding a peace to leave toxic baby daddy? So, write out the list of what this toxic baby daddy is providing in your life. Write out the list of the benefits that this toxic baby daddy is blessing your life with. If you come up with some, if you come up with none, have the courage to pack up and bet on yourself. Have the courage to be the example for your child what self love looks like. So when you show your child how you are loving yourself, you are taking care of yourself, you are reading books, you are studying, you are doing gentle parenting, you are not lashing out at the child. You're actually sitting down and talking to the child about your feelings and about how you feel and how you are allowing the child to express their feelings. Because once you start accepting yourself, now you can accept your toxic baby daddy for being who he is and not expecting much out of him. And now you can actually accept your child for being their own autonomous human, having the autonomy over their life to make whatever decisions that they want to make and let them bump their head. Let them. Let the child figure it out. We can't really try to control the child to think like us or be like us and do certain things like us. You can really be such a great example to your child by loving yourself, having the audacity to tell your child when mommy needs a break. Okay, you need a moment to breathe. It takes a village. It does not take like mommy and daddy. It actually takes a village. So when you need a break from your child, please release your child. Give them to the auntie. Give them to the grandma, give them to the OG, give them to your friends so you can truly have a time to decompress, a time to breathe. You do not need to be with a child 24/7, 7 days a week. That is exhausting. You need to interact with adults, you need to interact with humans, and you have to focus on yourself. And by focusing on yourself, you spend time in complete solitude. So now, when you spend time in solitude, you're not afraid of leaving toxic people behind. I hope that was a banger. I hope that helped, man. I hope that helped. Red royalty, ultimately, I want a long term relationship, but is that even possible? Red royalty, I think it is possible to have a long-term relationship when you don't put titles and expectations on it. When y'all just vibe, when you are just presently in the moment with each other, and you actually have to decide, what does a relationship look like for you, not what society tells us monogamy looks like. What actually is your relationship style? How do you view, how do you give love and express love to other people? Because when you want to get in a relationship, society teaches us that we need to find someone that loves us instead of actually expressing love and displaying love, what it actually looks like. Because it's not about this person making me happy. It's about being of service to this person that you want to spend long periods of time with. The biggest risk you could ever do in this life is who you decide to spend majority of your time with. So that takes a lot of patience. It's really no rush jumping blindly into marriage with someone, especially, and living with a stranger, especially, and getting in the bed with anybody, especially. We live in a very hypersexual reality. So, the reason why we live in a hypersexual reality and everything is over sexual is to keep us on level one. Remember, life is a game, and how to control us is by making us play in a it, making us play in mediocrity, making us play like making us not even realizing we are playing a game. So we don't even realize that we are playing a game with ourselves. We think we are like, we think we really have to follow these certain guidelines here. We think life is truly only about romantic relationships, school, and working. We don't even understand that this is a soul searching journey. This is about soul knowledge, self knowledge, and spirit knowledge. We are a human, but we are living a spiritual journey. This is constantly healing. We have to unlearn the brainwashing that we were just like so happened to get caught up in and wrapped up in, and actually like figure out, who are you? And why do I want this out of life? And what do I think life looks like? Once you know how life looks like for you and the lifestyle that works for you, you cannot be swayed. You cannot be moved just by someone trying to bully you into thinking the way they want you to think. You have control of your own noggin. And that's power. That is so power. Come on, currently on the self-love journey, the matrix is brutal. Once you know, you can't not know. Oh my God, y'all. Like, the matrix is, I'm like, I cannot unsee how marriage is a scam. I cannot unsee how romance is ultimately capitalism. I cannot unsee how romance benefits capitalism. I cannot unsee that life is a game and we are in a simulation. I cannot unsee. My third eye is open, y'all. And I truly can sound like I am going against the grain or whatever. But the truth of the matter is, happiness is not outside of you. Happiness will never be outside of you. And how to really, if you desire a long term relationship, how to really have healthy relationships in your life is unlearning the toxic qualities that we learn from narcissism, that we learn from a narcissist. Everybody low key is a narcissist because we thinking a relationship is supposed to do this and do that for us. That's nobody's job to make you feel secure within yourself. Most people get into a romantic relationship is because of the insecurity issues that they have within themselves. So they think that this person is going to solve that for them. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. They're just going to trigger it. They're going to trigger you more. It's going to be triggered. You're going to be triggered. Nicole's word of book said, "I love you so much. I am asexual and it helps me have someone to relate to on so many levels." Nicole, you get me. Most people, so I have to like watch my different type of vocabulary with different type of people because some people are not even familiar with asexuality and that we exist, that we are here and we are loud proud about it, honey. I am one of those people that really is content with my sexuality. I am content with myself. I am content with not having sex with other people. I am content with being celibate. I am content with being absent. I am content not having a sex life and not being driven by sex and not being horny all the time. I am so content with that, y'all. So honestly, I have opted out of thinking that marriage is the goal and trying to put marriage on a pedestal and trying to convince somebody to marry me and having to do all of this performance and trying to do all these auditionings and going on dates and whatnot. I opted out, y'all. I have opted out and I feel so much stress being relieved. I live a very stress free life. I live a very carefree life. And I live a life that I want to live for me. Being asexual, I honestly put a ring on it, y'all. Like, this is serious. I have self married myself. And people are like, what is that? You can't do that. You can't marry yourself. Watch me. I have married myself because I am my biggest commitment. I have to be committed to me first. I feel like I'm in such a dangerous position with this self love because I have found me and I love me, and no one will break up this unbreakable bond. Nobody will come in between that. Not romance, not family, not friends, not a job, nothing. I will choose me every time. And I don't care who will call me selfish for that. I don't care who that offends. I don't care. Because at the end of the day, most people don't even care about Mother Earth. Most people don't even care about themselves. So, how can you even care about what other people got to say? When you transition up out of here, when you die up out of here, most people will cry for a little bit, but then they will keep it moving. They will keep going with their lives. So you have to live for you. You have to have the audacity to live this life boldly, loudly, and prioritizing you, putting your peace first instead of making it last, putting somebody on a pedestal and putting yourself last. No one really cares. They are just trying to either manipulate you, they are trying to coerce you into doing things for them. But if it doesn't benefit you, don't do it. Yes, be kind, be loving to other people. But if you are tired and somebody wants you to do something, choose your rest. If it's causing you to lose more than gain, choose no. Don't do it. Say no. Say no. Because at the end of the day, you have to have your back. You have to have your back. You have to feel safe within yourself. You have to prioritize your own mental well being in this game. This is the game of life. And the highest level to be on is vibrating from the self love frequency. But unfortunately, society and capitalism keeps us on level one. They keep us focusing on just one level in this apartment building. And when you can really run the block, once you unlocked your own mind, once you start elevating your mind, you like, okay, I can run the block. I can run this state. I can run the world. Imagine you running the world. Imagine you like, hold up, I'm not about to just settle for just running the block. I'm not about to just settle for running the state. I am going to run the world. But you have to have the confidence within yourself. You have to know yourself. You have to know your capabilities. You have to know your strengths. You have to know your weaknesses. You have to know how you can work with other people. You have to know when to be humble and when to pop your shit. You have to know the time and a place for everything. You have to know when to listen and when to talk. You have to know when to lead and when to sit back and let somebody else lead. You have to know. And when you know this about yourself, you can really play with others instead of fighting with others. Woo! So learn to say no is still. My friends and I have planned making candles together, and cramping my intuition told me to back out and keeping myself sane, but I didn't listen. And the day was, see, you knew the day was gonna be, but we don't want to hurt other people's feelings. But we don't care if they hurt ours. We're like, yeah, and people hurt our feelings every day. People disappoint us every day. We are going to disappoint a lot of folks on our self love journey. We are going to disappoint a lot of people when you choose your mental health, when you put your peace first. We are going to hurt a lot of feelings. Are you okay with that? Can you be okay with that? Can you be okay with not making people happy? Can you be okay with not being a people pleaser? Can you be okay with that? Yeah. Can you be okay with that? Family, I appreciate y'all so much. Yes, Sunday service. Sunday service is like everything we needed, y'all. I just came up here and my shirt says, if God is all I have, God is all I need. Because self-fulfillment is within. The real relationship that we all should really focus on is God. Because when you focus on the relation with God, you're ultimately focused on a relation with yourself. Because God is inside of all of us. God created you. Your mama just baked you in the oven, but God created you. God is the source. God will fill us up. God is truly the only solution up in this madness. The reason why I can continue to have high vibration is because I have something that is bigger than me. Like I have something that keeps my power. We think that our power is outside and we want somebody to light a switch for us or jump start it for us or warm up the car for us. But we have to do that within ourselves. We have to motivate ourselves. We have to encourage ourselves. We have to be kind to ourselves and we have to give ourselves grace. That's the only way we can really play this game correctly. We can really manipulate the energy to work in our favor once we operate on the self-love frequency. You will never interact with a narcissist again. I promise you. I promise you. The 6 years, the 6 years I've been on this self-love journey, I have not interacted with a narcissist. I'm low key like, oh shit, I might be the narcissist. Because the reason why I'm not even in a relationship is because I don't want to be selfish. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings because I will always choose me. I will always look out for me. I will always make sure I am good. And then if I'm in a romantic partner, you can't do that. They're like, hold up, you have to put me first. We have to put each other first. And I'm like, you know what? They will call me selfish, they will call me a narcissist. So that's why I'm not in a relationship because I know I will ultimately hurt the other person. I will hurt my partners because if you're not a whole individual, if you don't have self esteem, if you don't understand my life is not going to revolve around you, we're not going to be a good fit because y'all see what I do on a daily. I want to be with my community. I want to be with my friends. I can't just be Netflix and chilling with you because you want my company. I don't have that. I don't have that mindset. My life is not centered around romance. My life is not centered around finding someone to marry me or finding someone to love me. I never once been on a dating app before. I don't know what that looks like and what that entails. I hear a lot about people on these dating apps, and it really just shows me that most people are just operating horny. Like we are horny as fuck living in this society, and we just want to find someone we can sleep with every night or have sex with. And then that's going to get old after a while, especially when you don't have mental connection with this person. The reason why we have soul ties because of sex is because this love drug that releases when the chemicals happen after sex. So now that's why we are tied with this person and our souls are entangled because of that love hormone of oxytocin. So you have to be aware of science and what you are doing when we are just having sex. They don't teach us about sex education, how sex is a powerful thing and your life force is really ultimately needs to be protected and sacred. This is your life force here. You can't just release this because you're just horny after a drunk night with a stranger. You can't just do that. You can't. Yes, we live in a narcissistic world. Once you pull your energy back to self, we are untouchable. And yes, and now I'm aware of when my ego is rising up. Like when I feel like I'm being very egotistical or materialistic or a consumer, and I have to be like, hold up, more self, less ego. Let me not care so much about how I look. The girl, y'all see me? I came here with no makeup on, like I got a message. Like I have to really operate more from my spirit. So me, of course, like I have intrusive thoughts coming up all the time for me. And I'm like, oh my God, that's a little crazy. And but I don't act on it. I'm aware that I am not my thoughts. So we are going to have crazy thoughts. We're going to have untamable thoughts. We're going to have thoughts that are very spontaneous, but know that you are not your thoughts. Know that, okay, this is my ego. Let me sit back and let me not control it. But we have our ego. It's just beautiful when we have the awareness of it. Nah, you not, sis. When you're in a relationship, you always gotta think about others. When others think about you, people probably wanted to control other people's all. Woo, Tammy talks. Yo, it's exhausting to have to really care. It's exhausting being in a relationship and thinking that You have to be emotionally entangled with another person. So their emotions is like have to be your emotions. And really, that is like baggage and that is toxic. You should be happy and I should be happy, but your emotions is not my emotions. But in a romantic relationship, we feel like we have to be entangled, we have to be enmeshed, we have to be codependent with one another, and that is not healthy at all. So most people would think like, okay, most people would say I'm a free spirit because I don't want to be tamed. And that is the value that I set up in my life because freedom is what we came here for. I'm not about to feel like we have to be in jail. I don't want you to be my cellmate. I don't, and most people go into these relationships just trying to find a cellmate instead of like a genuine partner. And that's like, oh my God, that's exhausting, y'all. But that's why we have to understand we are playing in a game here. And once you understand the best level to play on is self love, you will never lose. You will never lose betting on yourself, prioritizing yourself. You will never lose, y'all. And I'm giving y'all the game. All right. I'm giving y'all the game. And I know most people will find themselves getting into a relationship. A relationship will not last forever. Enjoy them while they are there. But the power is when you know how to let go and release them when their time is up instead of allowing it to get toxic. I have a lot of experience with men, and I have a father and I have a brother and I have a lot of platonic relationships with men. So I have no like ill intention, I have no ill feelings, but I know men and I know how men operate, and I know how to be their friend. I know how to be their homie. I know how to be their sis. I know how to be there for them outside of romance. So I am a fast learner. I don't have to keep bumping my head into situations to know it's not a fit for me or it's not working out. I don't have to keep trying to have a fantasy out there and being in reality. So now that I have so much experience with my peers and I'm able to accept people for who they are and be there for them and actually be the homie. And that's all I want in this life is like, if we can be cordial, if we can be cool, if we can have no beef and animosity, we can see each other as humans and for one another's common good, that is how we are going to eventually have long-term relationships. But we first have to be friends first. Like, what the hell? If you can't even be friends with someone, how in the world do you think you can actually get to romance with another person? So I don't have to constantly like give someone my heart to know, okay, you're gonna break it. Oh, okay. So let me not constantly give you my heart because that's of course you're gonna break it. Like, so I don't even set myself up for failure. Don't set yourself up for failure. Don't set yourself up to be hurt. Don't set yourself up to expect much out of anyone, and you will never have your feelings hurt. You will never be like F them, F this. Like, you will never feel any ill will towards anybody when you understand how people operate. Bree said, I am working on my ego, sis. I need help. I feel like I'm low key still breaking a soul tie with my ex because dad was telling me that. I'm not sure. Yes, it's gonna take time, especially if you've been sexually active with this person for some years and a long amount of time. Have grace on yourself, Bree. Understand that time truly heals all of this. That's the best way to allow grace on ourselves and not to take them personally. not to take their actions so seriously. Find the humor in things when you find yourself getting triggered. Like, hold up, because it's causing a mirror to be in front of you. The way your ex treats you is ultimately how you treat yourself. So if you find a trigger, how he's treating you, it's because it's the way you are treating yourself. Hold the mirror back at you so you don't give your ex so much power. Be present in the moment with him. And that's the best way to especially have grace on yourself and being aware of your triggers. So now you don't give your power away when you do get mad. Jay, my boy, I'm realizing at 28, I appreciate you, Brie. I'm realizing at 28 that the agenda is to continue to look outward and always give our energy to different people because it's okay to connect. It's exhausting to think about someone else. It's so exhausting. And we are in the age of Aquarius. So that means it is time for us to look within. It is time to really have critical thinking skills and to honestly diminish all of the programming that was set up for us and to feel like we have to follow these societal norms and societal pressures to make us feel like, okay, I have to be an extrovert to go to this party this weekend. I have to go clubbing and drink alcohol just to go outside. Y'all, I really have anxiety sometimes just being around humans. Like, I'm not about to cap with you because they tell us that, all right, when you are going to a outing or an event, you have to like drink. So now I have this habit of drinking pre-gaming before I do anything dealing with humans and going to an event like with music and networking. So I don't have so much anxiety or I'm not shy or I don't feel like I'm in my head. That is insane that this culture is so dependent on alcohol and how we all have anxiety just by dealing with dealing with this outside world overall. Just the exhausting process of having to like get ready and look a certain way. We care too much about what other people think instead of what we think about ourselves. Once we stop caring about what other people think, I think that will release the societal pressures and societal norms to have us like feeling away when we actually just want to stay in and rest and we actually just want to chill and be on TikTok, or we actually just want to be in our own company and feeling like, okay, I have to like interact with other people to feel normal in this society. I feel like the most normal thing ever is like talking to yourself. I feel like the most normal thing ever is like chilling and actually being content with your own company. Let's normalize that. Ash, yes. Thoughts are not desires. A lot of thoughts are just mental exercise. Yes, like we are alive. We can hear. It's like, yes. The only way to freedom is from within, aka meditation. Everything comes from within. Let the external go in the false reality. Yes, the only way to really be free in this capitalistic society, because I live in America, everything costs money. The only thing that I can really focus on being free is my own mental capacity, making sure my mental health is good, making sure that I don't allow negative thoughts consuming me, making sure I don't allow like reality shows to program me and false advertisement to make me feel less than. That is the only way I can really obtain freedom. Yes, I appreciate your transparency. I appreciate you. My last race is toxin. I got time limit and stuck in it. I'm glad, ready, red royalty, that you released the toxic patterns because we all have toxic patterns that we all have to unlearn due to just the brainwashing we had as in our younger life, in our past life. I feel like I have no longer been in like a toxic relationship these past 6, 7 years that I've been celibate is because I have been focusing on reparenting myself. Y'all, I feel like I'm a whole grown up out here. You know how we look like we some grown ups as adults, but a lot of people are not grown up for real. A lot of people are not really mature for real because if you are still lashing out, if you are still like getting angry fast, you are having temper tantrum. That is qualities of a kid. And of course, like we low key are some kids still in these adult bodies that just grow up, but we have to be mature within ourselves. We have to really reparent ourselves because that's like a life hack and that's like a life skill overall. Yes, sober Jay. I tell people stuff like that. If you don't need to you truly need to look in what's yes. I tell people all the time that if you need to smoke or drink before an event or be around people, you need to truly y'all, I had to do that self-evaluation because it's no way that we should really feel anxiety around people. And the only reason why we feel anxiety around people is because we can't be our true self. The reason why you can be your true self with yourself is because no judgments, no comparison. That is your safe place. The only safe place you will have is with yourself. I don't care what nobody say. I can truly be my true authentic self over here. And no one's saying I'm being too much. I'm too this, I'm too that because all the time I will have to dim my light because it blinds folks. It makes people be like, "Hold up, you doing too much." Don't ever dim your light again. Don't ever play small again for nobody. For nobody. As a part of critical thinking is to learning from others' mistakes. We see mistakes all the time and expect to I can't even say it. Duplicate them. Honestly, listen, y'all. The reason why I have never ran into a narcissist is because I learn from my peers. I learn from what other people are doing. I have not got my heart broke. I have not got into a toxic relationship. I have not had like a bad experience with men in these past 6 to 7 years is because I am learning from my peers. I am learning from my peers. So why would I bump my head? Why would I feel like I am the special one thinking I can change other people? You have to learn from your peers. If one says this does not work out, listen to it. If one keeps showing you this is not a good idea, maybe you should focus on self love. Maybe you should focus on yourself. Maybe you should make sure that you are good. That is the better option. And that's what I've been doing. I'm like, oh, it's the better option to just bet on myself. It's the better option to just focus on the love frequency that is within. It's the better option to opt out a lot of these societal norms that was programmed into us. Let me opt out. And that's exactly what I did. And I am so unapologetically loud about it that I'm opting out of marriage, that I'm opting out of having kids, and I am opting out of just living a specific way, especially as a woman. No, I'm going to do me. Don't put no limitations on me. Period. Thank you. It resonates with me. Taking my power back. Yo. Sit on your throne, baby. We have to be free from baggage. Yes, Jay. I went to an event last night with my family and I was conversating with my uncle, and he said that he likes to smoke weed to connect with God. So I told him, "What if weed isn't a Oh, this is why we gotta be challenging folks. Like, I think it's a positive thing that we challenge one another. Like, we question, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Like, really question people. Why are you having kids? Why are you doing that? Why are you getting married? Why are you doing that? And people be like, "What? I thought that's what you're supposed to do." They don't even know. That is a beautiful thing to like ask your people and your family. Like, why do you need weed to connect with God? Why are you dependent on weed? And most people are dependent on these subtle, these subtle things to help us like actually get through this life. Like caffeine is one for me. Like I have to drink coffee to actually be energized out here because humans will drain the fuck out of me. Like I'm dependent on that. Like I'm not even gonna lie. Like I'd be like, I need some coffee. I'm not gonna lie. And like, but if you are, I feel like as long as I'm aware of this stuff, I'm still gonna participate in it because I'm like a human out here, and I need something to like help me not have anxiety. So, and I know it's gonna be good and bad with everything, but know what works for you so it don't be bad. Know what works for you. Come on, you a tea drinker. Microdosing mushrooms, like, yeah, it's authentic souls. I'm gonna close out with this because I've been on here almost an hour, family. Oh my goodness. Being authentic is so hard to find because most people are running away from themselves. Most people are feeling like we have to find love outside instead of being loved and vibrating from the inside. It's inside out, not outside in. So once we really be on the level of self love, self mastery, and self knowledge, we can really be authentic and we can be bold. We can find the humor in this reality and we can really enjoy life the way it should be. So I appreciate y'all for just joining me on this spontaneous Sunday. I just came in to like stop in, but this was so much fun. Y'all, please check out the links below. I'm actually having a group session about self mastery. So I would love to see you there. Tickets are available on Eventbrite and it's going to be on Zoom. So if you have time, December 18th, I will put the links below because I did not put it down on this live because I just had to jump right on and like talk to y'all. But I will upload it so when the live replay comes back, please check out the group session that is available now, and it will be held on Zoom right at the comfort of your home. Get you a glass of wine and your notebook, and let's talk about self mastery so we can really play this game accordingly. I appreciate you, family, so much for listening to me and talking to me and sharing your energy. It makes me stay on cloud nine out here. I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't even gonna lie. Y'all have a fantastic Sunday fun day. Please continue to rest, continue to prioritize yourself, and continue to spread love. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.